Hi, I'm registered dietitian and nutritionist Wendy Wesley, and I'm here in the St. Petersburg Free Clinic Teaching Kitchen. And today I'm going to talk a little bit more about cruciferous vegetables, and specifically I'm going to talk about Brussels sprouts today. I did a little shopping over the weekend, and I picked these up at a local store in a bag. They came in a bag like this, and $2.25 for a nice big bag of Brussels sprouts. Now, Brussels sprouts are kind of having a moment right now. I think everybody's kind of in love with Brussels sprouts, and that's a great thing because super high in fiber, super high in vitamin C, and right now we're talking about immunology and we're talking about vitamins. And vitamin C is one of those vitamins that is connected to improved immunology. Vitamin C helps us build more white blood cells, which fights infection. So to look at a Brussels sprout, really, when you really kind of look at it, it's just a little baby cabbage, and it's just the cutest thing you ever saw. I mean, look how adorable that is. See, there's the little stem, and there's a little cabbage. Now, this is a purple cabbage that I got from my produce box Saturday from Warden Farm, and you can kind of see the similarities. Here's a purple cabbage, and here's a Brussels sprout, and they're kind of like big brother, little brother, right? They're like, feed me, Seymour, right? little shop of horrors, get it? Oh, so anyway, what I did with the Brussels sprouts and what I want to show you today is this dish that I just cooked up. It is, look how pretty that is. This is seared Brussels sprouts, and I finished it with a little bit of honey. So this recipe has 4 ingredients. It has Brussels sprouts, it has salt, it has butter, and it has honey. So who doesn't like sugar, salt, fat? Sugar, salt, and fat. Mix it with a vegetable, and it is good. So I got this beautiful brown, this sear. I guess you could call it burn, but fancy, call it sear. I heated up some butter in my cast iron pan, super hot, and I put them in. And the way I cut them, and I'm going to show you in a minute the way I cut them, is I created a flat surface. And I read in a book that's how you do it, is to sear, you want to have as much flat surface as possible. And so I just put them in the pan, and I let the pan do the work, which means I let the pan sear them, and I didn't fuss them. I just let them sit. And then after a while, I flipped them and then let them sit and let them sear some more. And I finished it with a little honey, put it on the plate, and away we go. I don't have a fork right in front of me. I'm gonna grab one. Man, those are good. You know, my mother always boiled Brussels sprouts, and I always hated them because it had that kind of sulfury smell. Something about roasting or searing in a pan kind of mellows that out. And now I'm a fan of Brussels sprouts, but when I was a kid, I would not eat these things. So let me clear some space. I'm finished chewing. I'm going to show you how to prepare a Brussels sprout. What do? We sharpen knives, always sharpen knives. Give it a good couple of runs on the steel to hone the blade. All right, so what I'm gonna do, cutting safely with my claw grip, I'm gonna take off the stem. And you know what, preparing Brussels sprouts can be a little tedious because you have to treat each one individually. You can't do big cuts, you have to do a bunch of little cuts, but you know what, it's worth it. So I cut off the little stem compost pile. What I'm gonna do is cut him in half. If he's a big one, I try and cut him in thirds, but this guy's little, so I'm gonna just cut him in half. Boom, claw grip, boom, boom, boom. And so what I've got is this exposed side, and this is where I'm gonna start my sear on this exposed side, and then I'm gonna flip it and then flip the other side. Some books tell you should clear off the stems. Stems, the little leaves, eat the leaves because they get charred and they're good. Don't be so fussy with food. Okay, here's, let me find here's a bigger one. I'm gonna do him in thirds, which is gonna give me a bunch of sides for searing. So again, with the claw grip, cutting safely, I remove the stem. Okay, he's gone. Now these are cruciferous vegetables. They're very low moisture vegetables, so it's gonna require some pressing down with your very sharp knife. So this is a big one. I'm gonna give him 3 cuts. There's one. I'm going to flip him, turn him, and then there's 2. So you see, look at all the sides I have for searing. Here and here. There's 2 sides for searing. Here's a side for searing, and then here is a side for searing, a side for searing. So out of this big one, I got 3 cuts. Out of the smaller ones, I get 2 cuts. Again, put them in the pan with the butter. Let the pan do the work. let the pan, and I love cast iron. If you can find a cast iron and learn to treat it with love, then cast iron's a wonderful thing to do really, really high heat searing of food. And kind of flip them, get that sear on the other side, add a little salt, add a little honey, and you're done. And you have an incredible side dish. High fiber, high vitamin C, great taste. I can't express enough to you how important it is to not eat processed food, to not eat junk food at this time, to really get into your kitchen and eat lots and lots of fruits and vegetables to bolster your immune system and stay very, very healthy. I'm Wendy Wesley, registered dietitian, nutritionist here in the St. Petersburg Free Clinic Teaching Kitchen, and I thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.